Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. If you are in need of commercial insurance for your semi-truck, box truck, or cargo van business, there's a link in the description below for Log Rock. Log Rock partnered to the channel, up for renewal, looking for a more affordable commercial insurance solution for your semi-truck, box truck, cargo van business. Link in the description below. Log Rock partner to the channel. Come on in. Make sure you guys click that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. How's everybody doing this evening? This is a pop-up late show. I know I owe you guys one. I know it's been a minute, so I said, let me do it while I ain't got shit going on tonight and I'm not sleepy. I don't know, maybe because of the time and shit. So I said, forget it. I might as well do it now because I know I've been promising y'all a late night show, but I ain't going to be on too late. I'm gonna try to give you a good hour, maybe two, and then I gotta get out of here. All right, but come on in. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. So this is a Q&A show, so I don't really have a topic to talk about. The phone number is pinned to the top. The call-in link, if you want to cam up, I'm gonna have the link is pinned to the top of the chat on YouTube. I guess I need to pin it to the chat on TikTok. Look, to the people on TikTok, I don't know how to use TikTok like that, so I don't know how to pin the link. But if you want to call into the show, the phone number is on the YouTube channel, in this chat on YouTube, and the link, if you want to call in, the link is pinned to the top. So we doing call in, camming up, and you can call on the phone if you want to. All right, so either or, both is up, both is pinned to the top of the chat. The sooner the better. Please don't everybody like to call in all at the same time. I can only talk to one person at a time, so don't be the person that wait for the first person to call in and then everybody want to call in. I hate when you guys do that. All right, just first come, first serve. Shout out to Roger Lacey in the building. What's going on? Let me get my buttons together. Shout out to 608 in the building. Shout out to Isdy Wall. Shout out to everybody representing the MGM gang. Shout out to Alfonso in the building. Shout out to, who else we got? Shout out to Rudy in the building. Yeah, Rudy, it's a pop-up. It's a pop-up. That's what it is. Shout out to Alfonso in the building. What up? Shout out to Valise in the building. Shout out to William Sweet representing Jacksonville, Florida. You said everybody's still adjusting. Yep, me too. I didn't even know the time went back until this morning. Now I realized it. Shout out to D Jenkins in the building. What up? What up? Said you celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday. Got a flight in the AM. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You said, let's talk these fuel prices. I know I was going to talk about that tomorrow on the afternoon show, but yeah, man, what y'all expect? I always tell y'all the uncontrollables. Y'all always be prepared for the uncontrollables. Can't control what's going on over there right now, so it's probably going to get worse, to be honest with you. I don't think you've seen nothing yet. Shout out to you said, Mark, you almost like one of them Baptist pastors that say I won't be long, and end up with a message from like 11 a.m. to 7 a.m. that's fixing to be a long call. No, this ain't finna be no long show. See, here's the thing. Somebody call in and I get to cooking and it's worth me cooking, then I'll cook. But if it ain't shit worth me cooking, then I ain't finna be sitting on here waiting on a good cook. If somebody call in, I know we can get a good clip, then that's a difference. But if it ain't worth it, then shit, I'm gone. Shout out to Junior in the building. Shout out to Jonathan. What up? Shout out to TS Hill Logistics. What up? Shout out to Don Beasy. What up? All right, man. The phone line is open, man. 312-772-5483. And the link is pinned. So you can call in or you can hit the link if you want to cam up. Either or. It don't make me no never mind. But both is open. Both is open. We got 59 people watching on TikTok. We got, man, YouTube. What's going on with YouTube, man? YouTube ain't sending out my notifications. Supposed to be 100 and something people in here. Shout out to everybody that's watching, though. Come on in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Don Beasy said, I think they extending the war to have a reason to pass another spending deal and run the deficit. Hot as fuck for the remainder of this term. Link pinned to the top of the chat. Link pinned to the top of the chat. Phone number is pinned to the top of the chat as well. 312-772-5483 for the call-in live Q&A show. Q&A show. Link pinned to the top of the chat. And the phone number is pinned to the top of the chat. We doing first come, first serve. We got no timer on. So first come, first serve. No time limit for the callers. So first call, first serve. Making sure we getting all the night owls. You can't say I forgot about you. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Shout out to Kelvin in the building. What's going on? You said you ain't heard that I don't give a fuck about a cost per mile. You know who was in the chat earlier? What's buddy name? Buddy from Atlanta. Damn, what's buddy name? Dizzy. Dizzy left a comment today. So don't be surprised if you start seeing Dizzy creeping back around in the chat. He must got his box truck back to working. You dig? What up? Shout out to who's that? Shout out to Big Bertha Silverado. What's going on? What up? 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 First call, first serve. Link is pinned. TikTok people, if anybody want to call in on TikTok, phone number is 312-772-5483. If you want to call in and cam up, link is pinned to the top of the chat. You got to call in on the link on YouTube. I don't know how to do that shit on TikTok. We still trying to figure TikTok out. We got, it says total viewers. I don't know. How's this real-time viewer count? Okay, this is people that done came in and came out. All right. I'll see how it works. You the second person to ask me that this week. I don't know. A lot of your favorite people ain't been making content no more. Y'all got to ask them. I don't know where they at. I don't know where where y'all favorite people is at. 312-772-5483. Q&A link is pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to call in, 312-772-5483. If you want to cam up, link is pinned to the top of the chat. I'll drop it in the chat too as well, just in case. Matter of fact, let me see. How do I do this on TikTok? Let me see. Let's do this. Let's pin the link here. Call link. All right, cam up link is in the chat. Phone number is on the screen. 312-772-5483. Did the woman from Indiana set up the appointment? Can't believe she tried to pick up a refrigerator. No, she didn't set up no appointment. She was just woofing. A lot of people just be woofing, bro. They just be selling wolf tickets. Nah, never heard from that lady. She never even sent the email neither, so I ain't heard from that lady. I was just joking with her. I wasn't finna go to Cincinnati. I was just bullshitting with her. You say, am I honoring questions in the chat? Not really, man. It's easier to talk, bro. It's easier to just talk and have a conversation, man. That's why I just had a conversation, bro. That's why I give you options to call in. I mean, you can put it in the chat, but if somebody call in, then obviously I'm more focused on the phone conversation and not what's going on in the chat. So that's why it's easier to just either click the link or call the phone number. But shoot. Hey, Mark, I think she wanted to ask you off the air or off the live that you could come stay at her career while you was in town. Come stay at her career or come stay at her crib. Yeah, man, I be telling y'all, man. They be shooting at the kid, bro. Y'all be thinking when I be up here talking shit, y'all be thinking a lot of that shit be for theatrics. None of the shit that I be saying is theatrics, bro. We seen that what 3 weeks ago. We ain't seen Buddy since. He was trolling. I'm like, whole time his wife was in my DM the whole time. I just was keeping it G. He kept trolling me. I had to go ahead and you ain't seen him since. You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? So hey, he ain't been back since. So yeah, I know, bro. We ain't seen Buddy since, have we? I forgot about him. He was here every day until that day. You saw how I laid back in the cut for 7 months. I let him troll. Whole time his wife was in my DM 7 months. And when I was hitting that, I'm like, man, y'all wives and your girlfriends, y'all be laying in bed watching me whole time with y'all girls the whole time. They be sneaking off DMing me and shit. Y'all thought I was just saying that for theatrics. And he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. Oh, shit. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Don't none of this shit I be saying be for theatrics. Promise you, it be all real. And y'all been finding that out for the past 4 years. I don't be bullshitting, man. So yes, sir. People that have their CPM and swing their variable are going to be the ones that survive. I see a lot of people saying how they're parked their trucks. How are they going to cover their fix? You talking about they park their trucks because of the fuel, the diesel prices? I mean, if anybody that's been struggling prior to the diesel prices going up, you're going to see a slew of people, bend the knee. All these tax people that just came in recently, they finna bend the knee. A lot of these tax people finna bend the knee. And a lot of people who were struggling prior to the fuel going up, who didn't know they cost per mile, who was out here struggling, they about to bend the knee too. They finna bend the knee. This might be a good week for calls. Like on the Martha Mentor show this week, we might get a lot of calls this week because of that fuel. This might be an interesting week for call-ins. Yep, this might be an interesting week for call-ins. We'll see. But I want to pop in tonight because I ain't hit the late night people, and it's been about probably been like about a month. Might have been longer than a month, maybe like a month and a half. I don't think I did a late night show since January. Sometime in January, yeah. I didn't do nothing in February, I don't think. I can't remember, but either or. It's been at least a month. So, yeah. So everybody that's on YouTube, link is pinned to the top of the chat. Call in show. Phone number is pinned. Link is pinned. Says $5 a gallon. Yeah, that's what it is up here too. When you're on the phone with a move lead and you're, what does this say? Hold on, let me move this TikTok shit out the way. Give me a second. Let's see. When you're on the phone with a move lead and you're real and a man move, and when they say at the end of that they're waiting on a couple more quotes, what's the play from there? I would ask if they've had any quotes, ask them what the quotes is, and then try to start beating those quotes. Or you can say, what is it going to take for us to lock this in today? And see if they budge. Go from there. So I don't know your politics, but honestly, I think Trump gonna have trucking booming with the golden era. I see the long-term bison of the manufacturing side of the plan. Volume should pick up by the summer. Yeah, I don't. Well, you must not. I don't talk politics on the channel no more. I mean, if you haven't been watching. Well, you can't be watching because then you would know the answer to that. But I don't talk politics on the channel no more. Politics and religion is two things that I will never, ever, 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 ever talk about ever again, bro. So that's why I don't talk about it. That's why I haven't mentioned anything that's been going on. I just keeping it strictly business, strictly logistics, strictly trucking. No politics, no religion. Because people, they get real. I don't know. People just, people get real different when you talk that stuff. So I just stay away from it. 312-772-5483. 312-772-5483. Link is pinned to the top of the chat if you are going to call in. Link is pinned. I think I'm going to kill TikTok. Ain't nobody watching. Ain't nobody calling in. I'm going to get TikTok about 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to kill TikTok. Are we on Facebook? I think so. 312-772-5483. Or link is pinned to the top of the chat. Do. I know there's got to be somebody out there. Shoot, man. I got 10, 15 DMs earlier today. People in the Discord asking me questions. All these young cats that came in. Somebody was there. Another person that bought a van in their mama name. It was hitting me up earlier. All these people. It's crazy. They send me all these DMs, but then I'm like, all right, when the next call in? When the next call in? It's like, man. I've been asking for a call in. Now you got one. You're supposed to have your notifications on. Well, when it comes to business, there's just clear difference in what the policies do in the short term and the long term business. I agree. But, man, last year, man, bro, like the last year and a half, bro, when politics came out, bro, you got to argue with people. I just don't got time, bro. Like certain people, they just want to argue. They want to yell. They want to get angry. I just don't got time for it. I do not have time for it. So I just let people just keep. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it at all. I don't know, TS Hill. I never had a company pay for a CDL training. I could tell you who people I know, people that are real close to me, have gone to companies like Schneider. A lot of guys go to Schneider. A lot of guys go to Swift and Prime, I believe. I don't know. I've never been, so. Yes, sir. 312-772-5483. Call in Q&A. Link is pinned as well to the top of the chat for the call-in show. That's why I don't do call-in shows no more. That's why I stopped. Notice I haven't did a box truck. What was the name of that shit I was doing? Standing on box truck business. The last one I did was in November. I think I'm gonna put that. I think I put that show to bed without deciding to put it to bed. I just stopped doing it. But I think I'm gonna dissolve that show as well, like I did the Wiseman. It had a good run though. It had a good run. 3 seasons. It's like the Wiseman did, 3 good long seasons. So with a lot of clippable moments in those old school call-in shows. But I seen the transition. That's why I kind of transitioned over to the new format, the hotline. I'm gonna kill TikTok. TikTok, man, they if you ain't jumping around the shit over there, they ain't really trying to hear what you got going on. They come in and come out. Fuck what they talking about on TikTok. I'm out of there. All those people, one thing about TikTok, a lot of people come in, hundreds of people came in, they leave right back out. They don't even give you a chance. If you're not jumping around, selling no fake Rolexes, selling some scooty bikes or fucking whispering or doing some goofy shit like that, they not gonna watch. I don't understand how motherfucker could sit up there. Come on, thank you. Come on. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hit the like button. Hit the like. Like, what the fuck is that? And then they had thousands of motherfuckers just sitting there. Well, I'm looking at the damn, it's thousands of motherfuckers just watching a motherfucker whisper and thank you so much. Or a motherfucker just be writing names and shit and whispering, thank you. John, Mike. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Y'all just sitting up here watching this shit? Man, people are weird. People are weird. 312-772-5483, call in show. Q&A. Ask me anything. Business, box truck, cargo van. Gigging. You're a gigger. You're a gigger. You want to ask me something about the hustle, the gigging hustle. Look, man, DoorDash just put them things out, bro. DoorDash got them things now. Them things is everywhere, man. They everywhere, bro. They everywhere. And they got the drones is popping up now, too, everywhere. The little DoorDash got their own robots, but then you got the other robots, too. But I'm telling you, that's why these guys was arguing with me earlier this year and last year. That's why I'm not arguing with people no more, bro. I'm not arguing. I'm not finna be fighting with no ignorant shit, bro. Them things is all in the bike lane. Them little zippity dude, like, man, what is these little things? Hold on, let me show you what they is. Little DoorDash thingies. See if I can find one. Let's see. I seen them. She do so. Hold on. All right, here go one. Let's see if I can share it. How do I? Let's see if I can. Hold on, let me this number. Take that off the screen. Move that. See if that's the right button. Yep.
The DoorDash dot. Hi, over here. Wrong side of the road. Over here. Come over here. All right, folks. Our first experience with DoorDash dot. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Takes a lot of jobs, but it's awesome. Pizza. Do you gotta tip him? Do you have to tip him? No tipping. Life sucks for you, dude. Okay, close it. Okay, now it's gonna take off. Bye. Bye, DoorDash guy. See you around.
Giggers. Oh, giggers.
Okay.
Giggers.
You're going out. You're better too long.
Giggers. I told y'all. Y'all want to sit up there and argue with Big Mark. Listen. I don't want to hear it. I told you. That's why we undefeated over here. They got the DoorDash ones. They got the green and white ones, the white ones. I see them things all over the place. They just be zippity-doo-dah-dan down the bike lane. Just a zippity-doo-dah-dan. Man, they got a yard here off of Lake Street. It's like 1,000 of them things. All they lights is on, and it's just one by one. As soon as they get an order, they start going out, just down the lane. It'd be rows of them, and then the one get an order, just go out. Then the next one, we wait till they go, and then that one. Then when that road done, it just start from the beginning. They just go. They just go to the restaurant. The restaurant put it in there. Then they go drop it off, and then Zippity doo dah dan. They wanted to argue with me. I told them, but they don't want to listen to me. And then, on the car side, we got Robotaxi coming, Robotaxi, Robocab. They got Zooks pulled up. You got Waymo already here. Robotaxi is finna get rolled out. I'm just gonna stop talking, bro. I'm not finna be arguing with these people no more. 312-772-5483. Phone numbers on the screen. Link is pinned to the top of the chat if you want to hit the link. Who's this? Ja'Cory Harrington. Just want to say thank you. Started watching you when I was OTR. I started moving in my pickup truck. Switched to local job. I make $1,850 a week as a driver and about $2,000 a week on the side. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, man. I've never seen you in the chat before. That's why I always say there'd be a lot of people who don't interact in the chat, that be watching, that be listening. But shout out to you, man. I'm glad the information that I've been given over the years, you silently took it and applied it, and it's working out for you, man. I'm glad it's working for you, man. Good for you, man. Keep up the good work. You said the way the economy is now, that people gonna be delivering. They already deliver. You know what's funny that you said that? A lot of the people that live in tents that have cars, and a lot of the people that live in cars, this is what they do. Like a lot of the people that live in their cars, like some of the people that you've known that used to, frequent the chat and shit like that live in their cars and live in their hotels and live in tents and shit. This is what they do for work. And now they're being displaced. So, but this is something that we've been talking about. Like, y'all have seen me have these knocked down. I just had one with Buddy about a month or two ago, and he just swore up and down. And I'm like, bro, they're there. They're out here already, bro. And there's just more and more and more and more coming. But they're not going to replace. See, what people fail to realize, and this is how ignorant some people are, is you're right. 100% of humans aren't going to get replaced, let's say, with these things. But this is where the ignorance comes in at. This is where the ignorance comes in. They don't need to replace 100% of humans to make a difference. If they have enough of these things to displace 20% of the giggers who do food delivery, you're going to feel it. If it's 30%, you're going to feel it. Why? Because that's 30% less work for humans that's going to robots, which means you're going to compete with more people for less now. And this is what I was trying to explain to the dude a month ago, and he just wanted to argue, and bro. And this is why I just be like, yo, this is why you where you at. Because one, you don't want to listen to reason. It's numbers. 20% of those things, 30% of those things is going to make it hard for you. Nobody never said that they're going to replace every single human. Of course they're not. 20, 30% is enough to make an impact, a detrimental impact. And that's what these guys are refusing to understand. I'm done, bro. I'm not going to keep arguing with these motherfuckers no more, bro. I'm not going to argue with them no more, bro. We're just going to keep, remember when I gave y'all to DoorDash last year? That's what we going to do, bro. Because guess what? The more of these they put on the road, the higher the stock price goes up. Why? More profit. More profit for shareholders. So the opportunity is there. It's just which opportunity are you going to take? That's it. That's all. It's perspective on how you look at it. You can look at it one way or you can look at it another way, but the opportunity is there. It's all how you look at it. So have I ever done government contracting? Nah. We did lottery tickets before, but I really don't consider that government contractor. I just consider that state. 312-772-5483 call-in show. 312-772-5483. Or the link is pinned to the top of the chat. What time is it? 11:42. And I'll give it to 12:30, man. If we don't get nobody by 12:30, then I'm killing the night show. Night show is dead. We just gonna do our afternoon shows. So let me pop up. Maybe if I would have came on earlier, probably so, but I was busy earlier. Maybe if I'd have came on earlier, I was busy. But man, I'm seeing some people I haven't seen in a while. Well, maybe I have. Sosa, yeah, you be in the afternoon chats. I see you in the afternoon chats. Alfonso I ain't seen in a while. I seen you, Alfonso, on another channel last week. I forget which channel. You was on a messy channel. I be watching some messy channels sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be over in the manosphere and the panelverse watching that shit. I be seeing y'all over there. I just don't be saying I be over there. I see y'all. I don't be saying nothing because it be messy. I don't want y'all to be like, man, Mark, will you watch this shit? Sometimes. Sometimes if I'm I'm just chilling, I'm laying down, I'll just flip on the TV. I see whatever live. If I see one of them panel shows, I click on, they be arguing and fighting and shit. That should be funny to me. On one of the manosphere channels, there's just a lot of beef going on over that shit, like WWF. Yeah, so I'll be seeing y'all over there. Is waste transfer hauling a good niche for steady local work? And is dump or walking floor the better setup? And this dump or walking floor? Waste transfer, I never did that, but I know it's a lot of money in it. I've never done it. I know it's a lot of money in it. I've never done it though. 312-772-5483. 312-772-5483. And link is pinned to the top of the chat. Let me make sure I got the phone on. Last time I was sitting up here and I didn't even have it on. Yep, phone line is on. 312-772-5483. Phone line is on. Link is on. Yep, link is on. Time is it? Man, I might not even give it to. We're gonna give it to 12:15, bro. If no callers, then we're gonna call it one. I get 1 million calls in the afternoon. I remember like last year before that, nighttime was the time to stream. Now it seems like it's the daytime. And the funny thing is, I didn't even do that trend. I didn't do that purposely because I seen the shit shifting. I just did it because I wanted to do it. But shit, this box truck space is not what it used to be. I tell you that, boy, it is not what it used to be. But the afternoon shows be jumping though. Afternoon shows be jumping. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. What is my predictions on the box truck industry in 2030? Shit. think it's gonna be just like it is now. Probably more competition. Probably more competition. I just don't see people ever going back like the mindset. I just don't see it ever going back to what it was. Obviously, there's gonna be less professional jobs due to AI, and coding, technology, and then obviously there's going to be less unskilled labor jobs due to automation and technology, right? And for some strange reason, a lot of people aren't going to apprenticeships for skilled trades. Everybody wants to be rich. So box trucking is the low barrier to entry. Is one of the first things people go to. So if the mindset continues to stay the way it is, I see more competition. So I see freight still moving, right? As time goes on, more and more people are going to be lazy. So, shit is going to move, but I see more competition. But as they come in, so when I say I see more competition, it's not like they're going to come in and they're just going to be lingering. It's going to be people coming in and failing. 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 So, nah, I'm not a Bitcoin holder. Not a Bitcoin holder. Cars and Cribs will tell you that. I told him to sell his Bitcoin. He did a whole video about it. I'm not a Bitcoin holder. Mm-mm. Nope. I don't hold Bitcoin. For the people you talk to, do they usually just call in about buying trucks, becoming owner operators, lease to a company, or do they go in with full DOT? Do they usually call in just about buying trucks? All of the above. Lately, it's just been about buying trucks. And most of the calls, I'm gonna be honest with you, like last week, it's like the calls that I get be like in trends. So like last week, it was like all 24, 25-year-old type shit. And they all just had real, I don't even want to say basic questions. They just had real, they call you and ask you like, man, what you think I should start a box truck business? Like shit like that. I don't know. Should you? I don't know, man. That's why I'm asking you. Like, I don't know what you should do, bro. Like, how you done research? Yeah, I done did research, but then the more, you talk to them, you realize they ain't done a lick of research. Like 2-3 weeks ago, every single call I got was from semi-truck guys that were in semi-trucks that wanted to quit they semi-truck jobs to get a box truck. Like every single call was a semi-truck guy with the same thing, man. I want to quit and get a box truck. Before that, it was cargo van people. Before that, it was something else. So I don't know. It seems like the calls I get week to week, they come in like trends. But all the above. People call and ask all the above. What's the first mindset shift someone should make if they want to succeed? The first thing I think a person need to do is make sure they got themselves together. I think I talked about that. And then make sure that they stable, and then make sure that they got enough working capital, but make sure that you're stable. You got yourself together. The problem is a lot of people don't have themselves together, and they think starting the trucking business is what's going to get them together, right? A lot of people come into this industry right now on desperation, because they're looking for something. They don't want to work, and they think starting a business is the key to financial freedom, and it's just not. It's not, especially if you don't know what you're doing. This shit it can be trying if you don't have the right mindset. And the unfortunate thing, if you watch the call-in shows or the call-in portions of the shows that I do during the week, Most people don't have the mindset. You know, they just following the trends. You know, they following the trend. You know, they following the trend of instant gratification, and it's sad, but it is what it is. NVIDIA holder. Yep. I don't do any of the driving. I just love the business and wisdom from your channel. I'm 26. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for watching. That's another thing I know is I got a lot of people that don't even, people tell me I'm not even in the truck and I just watch your channel for the business and the wisdom. So I appreciate that. I try to just, you know, in a lot of the lectures I do, they're really just business. They could apply to any business. I just use logistics and trucking talking points because majority of my audience, and that's how I made my money in the industry, in this industry. So I use a lot of trucking talking points and analogies, but a lot of the stuff you can apply to pretty much, you know, any business. It is basic, you know, general business lectures. You know, I'll talk about economics a lot. I'll talk about it from a macro level. I'll talk about it from a micro level. I talk about pretty much introduction to business. I talk a lot on basic business because a lot of people just don't have a basic general understanding of business. And this is another reason why people fail. I believe if you first of all, people don't do a business plan. If you do a general business plan, it's going to force you to do a lot of the things uh, uh, it's going to force you to do things within the general business plan. It's going to force you to do research. So like your market analysis, like even down to the trucks. Like somebody called up here last week and he said he wanted to buy a Hino. And I'm just like, bro, you want to go over the road with a Hino? You already said you ain't got no working capital, bro. Like, I don't think that's a truck you should get. He didn't understand that the parts can be hard to source. He didn't understand or he didn't know that there's shops that don't even touch them because they don't have the software to diagnose them. And then you're traveling over the road, you know what I'm saying? And if the truck breaks down in the middle of nowhere, you might have to get the truck towed a nice little distance to a place that can even diagnose it. He didn't know any of this, which let me know he had done no research because he didn't have a business plan because if he had did research and if he had a business plan, he would have got to the part where, you know, you're coming up with the cost that you need to start your business and the items that you're going to need. One is the truck, and then he would have came across him having to do a comparison analysis from international freightliner, and he would have discovered that on his own. What these guys do now, especially these young guys, they come to internet, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and they find their favorite influencer, whoever that may be, and they take whatever their influencer says, the one that they find that they like, whatever they say at face value. The problem is a lot of these guys, they don't do a deep dive like I do. You know, they'll, you know, just tell you what they made, or they tell you can make these numbers, and then click the link and buy this, that, or the third. I do deep lectures. You know, I break down all the intricate parts of the industry and the intricate parts of business. So, and you know, I know that stuff is boring, but that stuff is what is gonna determine if you are in for 10 weeks or 10 years. That's what it is. So only way I see a boom in trucking is if demand for freight increases and there is a driver shortage. Yeah, if you're talking about like something similar to a few years ago, I don't ever see that happening. Even a organic client, like an organic boom similar to like what we might have saw 2017, 2018. To be honest with you, I don't really even see that happening anytime. So to be honest with you, I don't see it. 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 I don't see it happening. Um, I don't see it. One, in order for that to happen, people have to make money, right? So people have to have jobs. What's going on right now? Jobs are being taken away. People are losing jobs. People have to make money in order to spend it. Right now, you have more and more people being displaced. So I don't see it. Are people going to still buy things? Yes. Are people going to still find money to purchase things? Yes. But the way people were purchasing things in 2017, 2018, organically, when I say organic, there wasn't like some black swan event like a pandemic where people were stimulated to spend money. They were given money. They were given stimulus to spend. No, that was organic. We had a housing market correction. People went broke. They went belly up. 28, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, around 14, around 15, things to start turning around. 2016, things started to go up. 2017, by 2018, everybody was running around here with money. People were buying homes again. People were traveling again. It was just a great year. I had a great year that year. My 2017 was rough, but that was because I had started. That was my first full year cross docking, and they just owed me so much money because, I was on a net. You get paid when I get paid, and a lot of those invoices weren't paid out for 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 months. So a lot of money that I made in 2017 on the final mile side didn't get paid until 2018. But 2018 was a great year. 2019 was a great year. It wasn't a good year for a lot of trucking companies, like larger trucking companies. When I say large, like the size trucking companies that are failing right now, a lot of those companies failed in 2019. It was a freight recession in 2019, but 2019 was great for me. So it was organic growth that was a rebound from the crash of '08. But I just don't see. There was this opportunity. There was a lot of new startup. You got to remember, during that time frame, 2010, even though what happened in '08 affected people for years, 2010 to 2020 was a great time for tech. It was a lot of opportunities in tech because a lot of the companies that you love and you hold near and dear today, the ones that survived, were just starting and they were giving people jobs. Also, the gig economy was just starting from these tech companies. So a lot of the people were driving Uber back in 2015, making $3,000 or $4,000 a week because they were paying exorbitant to get service providers on the platform to service the consumers. They were trying to wean people from taxi cabs. So if you don't remember, Ubers were very, very inexpensive to take. They were cheaper than cabs. A cab is cheaper than an Uber now. Ain't that crazy? A cab is cheaper than an Uber right now. If you go on your Uber app, I was coming from Benihana's the other day, and I took an Uber, so I scroll and I seen cab all the way down. The ride I took home was $50. The cab was $8. A cab is cheaper than an Uber. And I took a black. Granted, it was a black, but the funny thing is the black was 50. The Uber X was like 40 something. So it wasn't too much. It wasn't too much different. And guess what? The ride was only like 7-8 minutes. So the cab is still on a meter, right? So back then, the Uber was cheaper than the cab because the technology, the rideshare companies were forcing the taxi industry out. And then once they forced them out and they became the monopoly, they slowly started to increase rates on the consumers, and they slowly started to lower the rates for the service provider. And they're still going up on the consumer, and they're still going down on the service provider. But there was opportunity. You had Uber hiring and building, right? Offices across the country. They have a big office here. Those little places where you go and do your little thing. Service providers, the giggers that drive them, corporate people, Lyft, same thing. You had Salesforce blew up during that time. WeWork blew up during that time. There's a lot of tech companies that blew up during that time. Just forget the gig economy, just in general. And then the pandemic came. So the point that I'm trying to make, it was a lot of opportunities for new jobs because you had tech thriving and growing. And then you had the gig ecosystem, which was tech as well, that was growing and thriving, and they were hiring people. They're using VC money. And then what happened? They hired more people. And then once they realized when the pandemic came that they could get more productivity with less people, they started laying people off. Hey, we can lay 50% of the people off and just give the remaining 50% of people a 3% bump, and we're still saving money. The pandemic made them realize that. And then lo and behold, a year and a half after the pandemic, a year after the pandemic, AI starts to blossom. The early stages of AI, 2023. And now here we are today in 2026, and you got massive layoffs in the professional tech industry and just industries in general. Ain't that something? Even the tech companies are laying people off. They don't need you. They used you to build the tech, and then they got rid of you. Ain't that some cold shit, ain't it? The AI can code itself. My homie got Claude bot. I'm gonna set it up too. I gotta go get a whole nother Mac Studio, a whole nother cell phone. I just gotta do everything. He got a whole different setup, a whole different cloud. You gotta set it up different because you don't want that shit to access none of your personal shit. But he got it, and that shit is just working 24/7. It's just working 24/7. It's just completing tasks for him 24/7. Whatever he needs done. It crashed last week. It fixed itself overnight. What do we need a human for? It can code its own self. They use these individuals. They use some of the smartest individuals to create it. Now they don't need them anymore. So as far as the economy is concerned, I don't see an organic boom. I don't see an organic growth when people are getting laid off by the droves, and this new technology that is getting better very fast at a rapid pace. It's just going to continue to displace more people. So I don't see extra money. Now, let Elon tell you, just you're going to have the haves and the have-nots, and the have-nots are going to be pretty much poor and what middle class used to be, and there's just going to be some universal something, in other terms, universal welfare. They're going to have to. And I'm a betting man in some aspects, and I was saying 5 years before he came out and said 4. So I'm betting on him because I was saying 5, he's saying 4. And he said 4 after I said 5. You've been watching me. I've been saying 5 a year and a half ago. So now we're about 4.3, and he's saying 4 now. So there you have it. So 312-772-5483. Bro, I started trucking motor carrier business at like 20 years old, did it for 10 years. So you started when I started, but you were 10 years younger than me. I started in 2010. So if you started at 20 and you did for 10 years, peaked at 60 trucks during COVID, and got out about after COVID. Yeah, I got out in 2022 too. I came in at 2010. I peaked way before COVID, but COVID gave me the opportunity to get out before my original exit, which was 2025. So COVID gave me a 2-year early exit, you know. So congratulations though. You saw I guess you saw what I saw. Smart man. Smart man, take the extra money, sell the assets to all the suckers who bought in to the hype, because you'll never have been able to do that ever again. Never will you be able to sell used commercial equipment at 2 to 3 times the value. Ever. I don't ever see that shit happen. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So smart individual you are. Smart, because if you would have held on, you would be kicking and clawing and scratching right now. So smart man you are. So you're gonna hang up the keys in a few years? That would have made a decade. Hey Mark, I'm about to onboard with the Hub Group. Final Mile, they said it's a brand new warehouse and they got it opening for 1-man contract and a 2-man contract. Which one should I take? The 1-man. First, see what's the difference. See what the 1-man is and see what the second one is, the 2-man. But if they're kind of similar, I would definitely go with the 1-man. That way you ain't got to depend on nobody. Facts, it ain't gonna happen. No, it ain't gonna happen. You said, man, 2018 loads everywhere. You don't have to deadhead more than 10 miles. Yeah. Yeah, if you was around in 2018, then you know that I know what I'm talking about. 2018 was just a great year. That was, I believe, if you take 2020, 2021, this is to people who came in, people who was in before the pandemic. I'm talking to you. If you take 2020, 2021, and the first half of 2022 out the equation, 2018 was the best year. 2018 was like, I'm telling you, 2018, man, you couldn't do nothing wrong in 2010. And it was organic. It wasn't nothing. Nobody got stimulus. It was just everybody had money. The economy was booming. It was thriving. There was just so many job opportunities and people were making a lot of money on their jobs. People were doing gigging on the side, which was still their early phases, and the pay was better. People were traveling. People were, and here's the thing. I traveled a lot in 2018, and traveling back then with the amount of money that was being made was day and night to comparison to traveling now. You know what I'm saying? So, your cost of living was nowhere near. Walmart has that thing now where when you purchase items at Walmart, it'll tell you like how much the item was like 4 years ago, 5 years or whatever it was. Like a trip to Walmart, 2 or 3 bags of trip to Walmart back then might have been $20-$30, man. That shit is over $100 now for the same fucking items. So people were making a lot of money, but the cost of living was not nowhere near what it is today. So, it was just a different time. So, it's at high rates too, yeah. I see it happening, totally see it. But the thing is that truck and transportation will go up in the private side, as in people moving their own product. Just look at 3D printing. Here's what I think. I think more large-scale trucking companies are going to continue to fail. And when I say large-scale, I'm talking about like 100-plus trucks, like you've been seeing failing for the past couple of years. More of them are going to continue to fail. And the mega corporations are just going to absorb all that opportunity. So that's what I see. Obviously, owner operators are going to continue to still come in and do what they do. Majority of them will come in and fail like they always have. This is not something new. Like majority of the people that come into this industry fail. That's just realistic. It's not pessimistic. Look at the data. I hate when people go, why would you say that? Because the data, majority of the people fail, right? So owner operators are always going to continue to flurry and come in. But as far as the big companies, they're going to continue to fail. And the mega corps are going to absorb all that opportunity. And the more large companies that fail, the more mega corporations are going to absorb it. And then those drivers are just going to go there. The capacity isn't going to go anywhere. They're just going to go from the larger companies to the mega corps. The owner operators that come in and fail, they're going to fail as an owner operator, and they're going to go back to their job driving for a company driver. So the capacity is still going to be there. The opportunity is going to go to the megacorps. You said, yeah, the tech bubble, then the truck driver bubble. What's the next career trend? If I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me. And I'm not sure, so I kind of don't want to say it. But here's the thing. You know what? Let me tell you this. This is what I will tell you. The next career trend for sure, well, one of the next career trends for sure will be skilled labor. I'm thinking something else in my mind, which is a little bit more high tech, but I'm gonna keep that to myself for a minute. But as far as on the blue collar side, skilled labor. Even though people don't want to do it now, as the more opportunities become scarce and people are forced into damn near homelessness, people are going to start waking up and people are going to start taking those apprenticeships. And once they get filled up, then that shit is going to be taken. Skilled labor, bro. Plumbers, electricians, welders, carpenters, mechanics, shit like that. Electricians, HVAC. To be honest with you, I think people should start heading that way now. But, you know, whatever. Rudy making stuff welded. Yep, you got it. Skilled trades. Tradesmen will be the new millionaires. Yep. The whole clawbot thing is hype. It works, but the thing is, think about it, Mark. You don't run a 24/7, 365 AI business on consumer grade devices. You need enterprise hardware. True, but it's still early on. So the early adopters are going to always, you know, find a way to make some money early on. Then it's going to phase into what you're talking about. So right now you got people building chat bots. You got people building websites. You got people building all types of shit right now because they're early adopters. And the more people that, you know how this shit goes. Right now, you can't even find a goddamn Mac Mini nowhere because everybody's trying to do this clawbot shit. But, you know, the early adopters are finding ways to make money, and eventually it's just going to get saturated, and then it's going to transition to what you're talking about. But that's why I haven't ran out and got another Mac Studio and spent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to do it. I'm just watching my homie do it. He's having fun with it, and I'm just gonna observe and see what happens. I keep seeing a lot of 2-man final mile contracts. You gonna always see that because people don't want to do that type of work. The 1-man contract pays $600. The 2-man contract pays $800. It's 5 days a week. So to be honest with you, you probably come out better on the 1-man. The 2-man, you got to pay another guy. So that extra $200, you're pretty much at $600 now. So if you pay yourself, you got one less person to worry about. You only have to depend on yourself. In this case, I would probably go with the 1-man, to be honest with you. It's appliance delivery, and I got experience delivering appliances. Which one would you pick? Me personally, in today's times, I would pick the one man. So megacorps are going to continue to merge and therefore monopolize the autonomous trucks. Yeah, because here's the thing. The large companies I don't really see them. I think they're going to continue to fail, but I don't see them incorporating the autonomous trucks into their fleet. You know, the megacorps, I don't know if some have them on order. I know Amazon ordered some a few years ago. I don't think they've got delivery for them yet, but the big companies are definitely going to incorporate autonomous trucks. I would like to find a one man. I know JB Hunt had a few. I will be ready to transition soon, looking for others who have them. If you can find a one man contract in a 26-foot box truck and they offer to you, take it. If you can find a one man contract for a 26-foot box truck and someone offers it to you, take it. A one man contract in a 26-foot box truck right now is like gold. It's going to be like trying to find a job 4 or 5 years from now. It's going to be scarce. It's already scarce. So if you get offered one, get it. That's why I'm telling Buddy to take the one man. The $200 extra, that's going to go to the helper anyway. You figure you got a helper, you take the two man, you're going to pay him, what, $175? So that $200 is gone anyway. So you might as well take the one man. That way you get rid of the headache. You're making the same money. You have less people to deal with, less headache. You know, just focus on yourself. That's it. You only got you to worry about. I don't think fully autonomous trucks are going to displace everybody. There's still going to be opportunity for drivers. But I do think in the lanes where they do start to infiltrate them, it's going to force those drivers who are displaced into other lanes, other niches. So, you know, it's going to indirectly affect the drivers who in the lanes where fully autonomous vehicles don't infiltrate into. That's just my thoughts. If so appliance contracts are always available for the most part. One man contracts are far and few between. And the reason why is because most one man contracts, you know, guys that have those contracts, they don't let them go. You know, so, you know, if something does pop up, then it's scarce nowadays. The two man is see those all the time because one, the labor is the main reason, and you know nowadays it's hard finding people to do that type of work. The more labor, the less people want to do it today. That's why you ain't got no people signing up for apprenticeships. Electricians, plumbers, mechanics, HVAC, welders. Like young guys just don't want to do nothing. They don't want to do no work. You know, so I would definitely go. Me personally, I would go for the one man. But you know, weigh your pros and your cons, man. You said slim to none. People don't want to work like that no more. Yeah, it's sad, man. But you know, I don't know, bro. Low key, I'm kind of glad I didn't grow up in this I didn't grow up. Well, not didn't grow up. I'm glad I didn't start my business during this era. I'm glad, I started back then, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. The sourcing people would be the most difficult thing for me to do right now. Sourcing people, bro. So different time we living in, man. Social media got people fucked up out here in these streets. So people selling these people a dream on being rich. And a lot of these guys, they don't know what rich is when they see it. They sold the dream from people who selling them on rich, and they can't even determine what's rich they sell. They can't determine when they're being sold. They can't determine what rich is. They can't determine wealth.
Here it comes, folks. It's the DoorDash dog.
They think they could build a sustainable life on a gig. They want to argue and say, no, those things aren't going to take everybody's job. They're only going to take a few. They're only going to do a few, not realizing that 20, 30% is still going to be detrimental to you. It's crazy to me, bro. All right, well, if your brother working with you, just take the 2-man. That way you create an opportunity for your brother. If your brother gonna work, take the 2-man. That way you create an opportunity for your brother. It sounds like you want to do the 2-man, so just take it, bro. We used to doing 15 to 20. Just take the 2-man. That way you create an opportunity for your sibling. Just take the 2-man. We used to doing 15 to 20 stops. You said don't learn to self-improve, at least not for Mac. Well, here's the thing. There's a moving company Hustle. He got 2 Mac Minis. He got his set up on 2 Mac Minis. And we be talking about a lot in the Discord. And then one of my best friends, he got his set up on a Mac Studio. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow and see what he had the thing do over the weekend. I know DJ was saying he was having it build other chat bots or something. I don't know, something. I gotta see what my homie got it doing. I'll probably talk about it on the show tomorrow. Well, later today, no. All right, didn't nobody call in, man. I guess all my callers is probably sleep. I said I'm gonna try this night shit one more time. Look at this thing. Delivery robot.
Come on, Juan. He's too scared. I think he can make it. Come on, Juan. He's too scared. Okay, so this is interesting.
Okay, Judy. Judy on duty. I see you. You're a little stuck. But you on duty.
Mm-mm. Yeah, man. Just found a contract doing deliveries, no fridges, no washers and dryers, just like microwaves, dishwashers, wall ovens. Each appliances I get 110 to 135 a piece. That's what's up. Sound pretty good. Sound like some good money. You said you could do within business serve like that. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I'm not really into it like that, but I'm into it like that. But I like to let everybody else get the shit first. Work out the kinks, let them get hacked and all that shit, and then I'll come in and if it's worth it, if it ain't a fluke or something else don't come out, then that's when I come in later. I'm not the type of person to go jump the gun and do all that shit. So you would know better than me. That's what I'm telling you. I think we'll do the 1-man contract like you said, then try to get the 2-man contract later on. Do what you feel like is best for you, man. But if you can give your brother an opportunity, then that's not nothing wrong with that either. Mark, do you think college in this day and age is still profitable? I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to school for business. The only opportunities you get coming out of college for a business major, well, at least back then, was retail. You could get you a good management job. You could manage a Walmart. But Walmart managers make decent money. Some Walmart managers making up to $600,000 a year. Believe it or not. But here, if I had to do it all again, would I go to college? Yes. Right. Because there were some things that I learned, right, in college. The experience, I don't really care about the experience because I didn't go away to college. So the whole on campus thing, no. So experience, no. But if I had to do it all over again, would I go? One, I would have to go because with my mom being an educator, I know it's a dream of one of her. My brother was 2 in the streets. He didn't even finish high school. So with my mom being an educator, I knew any chance of her seeing one of her boys graduate from college, I knew it had to be me. So I did that for her. So if I had to do it over again, I would for her. And also because I did learn some stuff that ended up helping me years later on. Not much, but some of the shit that I did learn, it did help me later on. And then the discipline, having to get up, go there, report, do papers, listen to lectures. It gave me the patience to sit there and listen and understand and critical thinking and just, following the lectures and then going behind the lectures and having to do the work. It kind of the discipline and the patience and, having to do the work to learn back then, if that makes any sense, because there was work associated with learning. Like learning today, there's not much work associated with it. Like you can go on your phone and start researching shit. Like I had to go to the library, bro. I had to like watch microfilm. I had to fucking the card catalog, Dewey Decimal System, fucking, you know, the textbooks were really, really expensive and just, you had to have study groups and study partners, this person might have been good at one aspect of whatever class we were learning. I might have been good. So you'd have to get with different study groups and make friends with people that you wouldn't normally be friends with because you all had to meet in the library and help each other out and all that shit. So today's time is different, bro. I I think a lot of the shit that I learned in school, you had to go to school to learn it. I think nowadays you could literally, there's older courses like MIT offers its courses on YouTube, but they're dated. But I mean, intro to business is intro to business, you know. I mean, intro to business in 1998 when I was a freshman in college, it's going to be a little bit different in 2026 because technology is advanced. You have new industries that didn't exist back then. So there's different case studies and shit like that. But you can source this shit now. Like then you couldn't source it as easily, the information, as you can now, bro. So I don't know, man. That's not a question that I even feel comfortable asking because I would never want to deter anybody away from education, bro. I just can't. It's just hard. So if and the reason why I'm kind of, you know, I want to answer the question, but I'm kind of, it's because I know now you can source, you can pretty much self-educate because the shit is here. But like still, I don't want to tell a person don't go to school, bro. You know? So I'm a little torn. I'm a little torn. You know what? I would still go to school. I would still go to school. Now, business management, I'm not. I can definitely tell you, I don't. Business management is something you can self educate. If you do go to school, what I would major in, it would be something STEM related: science, tech, engineering, and math. So if you do go to school major in something STEM, I wouldn't go to school and major in business management. You can pretty much learn all your business management just watching my channel, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, business management is just so, but you got business 101, you got intro to business, you got intro to economics 101, you got macroeconomics, you got microeconomics, you got intro to accounting. I took international business. They probably don't even offer international business no more. What else did I take? Um, Algebra, business calculus, which to me, business calculus is just null and void. Like I never used that shit ever in life. Algebra with trigonometry. Wait, was that high school? Was that? I think I took algebra with trigonometry in college. Business calculus, business ethics. That's a course that you could take. But here's the thing: I've done lectures on ethics. I've done lectures on ethics. Yeah, I wouldn't go to school and major for business. If I went to college, I would definitely major in something STEM related: science, tech, engineering, and math. Business, you can find content and teach yourself business, man. I wouldn't go to school for business. Uh, well, if you trying to get to the next level, then definitely go. If you want to stay in your field and you can go back to school and get to the next level, then yeah. Especially if they're gonna pay for it. Are they paying for it? If they offer to pay for it, then definitely go back if you got tuition reimbursement. Even if they don't have tuition reimbursement and you want to stay there, then yeah, go back, get the degree, and make them more money. My aunt retired from Walmart. She's set for life, lives in $1 million home. Yeah, Walmart, believe it or not, like the managers at Walmart make bank, bro. They make bank. You gonna work like a goddamn Hebrew slave, but with the money they pay you, like some Walmart managers are making up to $500,000 a year. I mean, shit, if you gotta work like a Hebrew slave to make that type of money, then shit, that's what you gotta do. You said looking for fiction and nonfiction at the library, man. Tell me about it. Overseeing multiple stores is a goal post right now. District area manager, man. Well, if you gotta go back to school, then I would go back, man. and get the money. Shout out to TBZ. What's going on? What up? What up? What up? Hey, Mark, would you do moves on the side since the contract is 5 days a week? Work for 2 man, a truck for, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely do moves on the side. I would definitely do moves on the side. Sure would, bro. Hey, man, moving is the best thing that ever could have happened to me, bro. Moving is the best thing that ever happened to me without me ever knowing it was going to ever happen to me. Nick, I never thought in a million years that is what would have, like when you in your 20s and you like, man, you go to school, you graduate school, you end up back in retail as a manager at Target, and you just like, man, bro, this is what I was thinking in my 20s. I'm 24, like in the stock room, just tweaking, bro. Like, man, bro, like what am I gonna? This can't be life. I'm like, I got a fucking college degree, you know. Work retail pretty much all to my 20s, except when I was working for that advertising firm. Never planned. Nobody gave me a job. Never planned on being a mover or starting a moving company or trucking or final mile or anything, bro. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But your path is already determined. I'm not finna get to preaching. I'm not finna get into religion, but man, sometimes your path is already determined for you. You don't know it. So as a 46-year-old man, when I look back on just how things turned out, like I would have never thunk it, bro. I would have never thunk it, even down to purchasing that damn truck in '02. How that truck, kickstarted it. Like in '02, if you would have told me, yo, in 2010, you're gonna use this truck and it's gonna catapult, like me sitting back, because I'm older now, so sometimes you just reflect back on shit like, it wasn't nothing but God. Cause I had none of this shit. I didn't like none of this. This was not none of this. That's even me sitting right here now, 20, 25 years. I'd have never thought I would have owned a place like this. So I don't know, man. Just go to, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Life is crazy, bro. Life is crazy. But yeah, I would definitely do moves, man. Moves is the reason why I'm here today. All right. Nobody called in. Nobody want to talk to me. Cool. No problem. So I think we're gonna kill the late night show. Just gonna do the afternoon shows, which is fine to me. Just do the afternoon shows going forward. I ain't gonna even attempt to do another late night show unless the space tremendously picks back up to where it was 2023, 2024 maybe. But I don't see that ever happening. So, all right. Let's close the phone lines. Let's shut down the chat. Maybe we'll get some calls this afternoon on the Mark the Mentor show. Excuse me. All right. Final thoughts before I get out of here? Anybody got final thoughts before I get out of here? Timer is set. 5 minutes for final thoughts and I'm gone. Five minutes for final thoughts and I'm out. When is the next live? Today, around noon, 1 o'clock, the afternoon show. Do a late night show. Man, you know, I'm scared to do a cloud bot, bro. My homie, they got all this extra shit, man. I'm just like, well, what about the Wi-Fi? I'm like, all right, so you did a whole new Apple. You did a whole new Apple iCloud. You didn't hook it up to your current one, but ain't this all coming off the same Wi-Fi? Ain't like the Wi-Fi is the same. So I'm scared, bro. I got too much pertinent information, man. I just, even though all of our shit is out there anyway, bro, like my shit is definitely on the dark web for sure. I know it is, bro, because I get letters. Like 2 years ago, I was getting like, well, shit, probably not this last year, but the year before last, probably back 2-3 years prior. I think United Health got hacked, breached. Capital One got breached. So it wasn't like I got hacked. You know, the hackers was breaching companies that, you know, your information is at. Capital One got breached. AT&T got breached. United Health got breached. So you get those letters in the mail and they tell you, oh, we got breached and your information was part of the breach. We're offering you 2 years free credit monitoring. Your shit is out there. Once they tell you your shit, they got breached and your shit was a part of the breach, your shit out there. So, but I don't know, bro. I'm scared of that Cloudbot shit. I'm gonna wait and see how that shit pan out for my homie and for Moving Company Hustle before I do anything. Shout out to who was that? Gerard. Shout out to Gerard Muhammad. You said do the show, man. I'm gonna do the afternoon show. The late night shows, bro, it's past my bedtime, bro. I don't even know why I promised y'all them late night shows. I did it for a little while. Only reason I'm here today is because of the daylight saving time. But I'm gonna I might pop up and do a late night show here and there, but you know, normally I'm in the bed by now, bro. You know, I have to be in the bed, bro. I gotta keep my sleep counter, whatever that shit is called on the Apple. My sleep, whatever. I gotta keep my shit like above a 90, bro. I like to get my 8 hours, bro. Gotta get my 8 hours, dog. Gotta stay looking young, bro. I don't wanna be looking old and decrepit, bro. I look good for my age, man. So I gotta get my sleep, drink my water, go hit the gym 6 days a week, you dig? And eat clean, bro. I don't wanna be looking all old and decrepit and shit. How do I think about getting moved? Should I pass out cards? No, bro. Just create a website, go on Thumbtack, set your Thumbtack up, and create some digital ads. One for Craigslist, and then probably create a Facebook page and an Instagram page. But you definitely gonna have to get leads on Thumbtack. And then you can also try to source leads on Craigslist as well. You want to get minimal cards. If you do get minimal cards, take those straight to the storage facilities and then follow my storage facility blueprint that I put out. So if you're going to get any flyers, those should be strictly for storage facilities. Strictly for storage facilities. You said you got did normally, bro. Like I done did overnight shows. I've been live 2-3 in the morning with 100 people. But the thing is, the space ain't the same no more. You know, a lot of people have failed. You know, this box truck content is just not what it used to be. As far as the space is not what it popular as it once was. I can still demand an audience, you know, during the day because I got people that watch me that's not in box trucking, and I'm polarized and more so than the other content creators, and I'm like the only one that streams. Most of them just do pre-recorded. You know, streaming is very difficult because it's live. So it's like, you know, you can get challenged. You know, a lot of those guys, they don't stream because they don't want to get challenged. A lot of them still are very early in their journey, you know. So imagine like a you or me going into their chat trying to purposely stomp them because we more tenured and experienced than them. So they don't go live for reasons like that. And, you know, live streaming, you know, is live. So, you know, I still get an audience in the afternoon though, because I don't know. I think maybe it's just me, you know, I'm a little bit more polarized and I think we put on a good show in the afternoon, but the late nights, I mean, this is good. I mean, 50 people is good for a middle of the night show for a box truck content creator. No, it's not. It ain't a slight. You know, it's good, but to me, to dedicate myself to doing a late night show, I gotta dedicate it, bro. And this is I like usually being in bed right about now, bro. I've been up since 6, you know, and we lost an hour, so and I'm up early every morning, so I gotta get my sleep, big dog. Mark, what do you think about $7 a gallon will do the box truck owner, bro? Motherfuckers already crying about a nickel. They been crying all week. But you finna see the knees. Hey, listen. You finna see a lot of people bending the knee. It's finna be a lot of people bending the knee, bro. But this goes back to what I talk about, the uncontrollable shit, preparing for the unexpected. So now we finna talk about it. So I believe that this week on the shows, the 3 shows we do this week, I think we're gonna get some very interesting calls in the afternoon. So yeah, $5 is just the beginning. It's gonna get worse than this. So you're gonna see a lot of crybabies. Ain't prepared. A lot of these new guys who just came in within the past 30, 45 days, these new tax season entrants, they finna get up out of here. A lot of those box truck guys has been hanging on by the hair of their chinny chin and they don't know they cost from out. They finna bend the knee. And that's just what it is. You know, this war just getting started. And it's already a shot from wherever it was at 2 weeks ago up to $5 a gallon. You know, so hey. You dig? Hey. So survival of the fittest. Yes, indeed. So yeah, it's finna a lot of knee bending finna be out here. Finna see a lot of crying. It is what it is. It is what it is. So all right. How do I think about going about with? So yeah, pass out those cards to the storage facilities. Probably get maybe like 100, maybe 150, 200 cards, whatever the minimum is, and just take them to all the storage facilities and tell the storage manager. Create a report with the storage manager and say, yo, for every move you send me, whether it's move in or move out the storage facility, I'll give you $50 or $75. And then that way you incentivizing them to promote you versus everybody else that's on the blackboard that be in most storage facilities. Just kick them back something, $50 or $75. Who's this? The mini, what's this to say? The mini Nike Gordon? The men, man, I don't know what this is. Is that hold on, let me see if this is. I'm gonna get this shit. The mini Key Gordon? Dominique? Is it is it Dominique? That's a different way to spell Dominique. Is that Dominique Gordon? Do the show, man. Good knowledge. Yeah, man. Listen. I gotta get my sleep, bro. I'm not finna be coming up here, boy, doing these late night shows consistently like that. You're gonna have to catch the replay of the afternoon show. If you drive at night, you just gonna have to catch the replay of the afternoon show. You dig? Man, some good content on right now. Some good people on live right now. You got some good Manosphere content on. Fucking Ocho, no, they just went off. Some good Manosphere content on. Some people still talking about Anton and Corey Holcomb. You got some panel shit going on right now. There's some good shit going on. Who else is this? Who else you got going on live right now? Who else is live? Jazz. Who's this? It's a bunch of people, man. They just can't stop talking about this, man. It's been 2 months already. Jesus Christ, bro. Let it live, bro. But do you know what's funny about these contents and like these panels and this gossip and this Anton Corey shit? They be having 2,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, but they be having 300-400 people watching them. And people be super chatting all this shit. I'm like, what are y'all learning? Y'all just over there. Gossip channels. People like gossip. People will sit there and watch a person react. They'll watch 30 different people react to the same fucking content. And there's be just sit over there, hundreds of people, and just be super chatting. $30 super chat. Did you see how Anton stood up and Corey just sat down? $30. You super chat $30 just to say that? That shit is the goofiest shit. I just I don't understand people, bro. But it's just a case study that people rather be entertained than educated. Because I'm looking at all the live shit that's live right now, and it's a bunch of people talking about Anton Daniels. This shit is crazy. Shout out to Kenny Lee. What up? That's why you play it smart. Business ain't nice, but if you're structured right, you can handle the lows that come with the business. Most definitely. I recently came across you this past week. Pretty good lives. I'll tune in whenever I see you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I have seen you a lot in lives, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I like this channel. There'll be some jewels. Appreciate you. Thank you. You're netting 22 a month. That's good. That's good. That's a lot more than the average box trucker, to be honest with you. Average box trucker ain't netting that much a month. That's good. So you got me going. Yeah, I'm finna get out of here. So they love it. The gas prices are up. Do the shippers will adjust the freight prices per mile? Why? If you were a shipper, look, see, this is what I always encourage people to do, because that way you can answer the questions for yourself. If you were a shipper and brokers are bidding against each other to get your load, wouldn't you take advantage of the supply and demand issue and let the truckers fight the shit out? Let the brokers fight the shit out for the lowest, right, price. And you don't give a fuck. Why? Because at the end of the day, if I'm a shipper and I got products that are going to a retailer, let's say, the cost of shipping is going to be baked into the price of what they sell to the retailer, right? It's in my best interest as a shipper to ensure that my customer has the best price. Why? Because I want them to stay in business because it benefits me. I want the shipping price to be low. I don't want the shipping price to go up from a shipper perspective, right? If sales slow down for my customer, then it affects me. I want them to sell out and sell whatever as quick as possible. The shit rolls downhill. Always remember this. The shit rolls downhill. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, understand this. The shit rolls downhill. Who's at the bottom of the hill? So in other words, the hit, who takes the hit? The person at the bottom. Who's at the bottom? The brokers are going to continue to compete for the loads for the shipper. They're bidding. People complain about TQL all the time, but people don't take the time to understand why TQL is so cheap. It's because they underbid everybody. If I'm a shipper, why would I give a fuck about the trucker? I'm just being honest. Just don't take it emotional. Take it from a business perspective. Why would I give a fuck about a trucker? My concern is my customer. It's in my best interest that I ensure my customer has a low price. Why would I care about the trucker? Shit rolls downhill. Somebody gonna eat it. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be the trucker. If the shipper accepts any bid from any broker, let's say they accept a high bid to move the freight, eventually, after the lag, that shit is going to get baked into the retail price or whatever the product is. And if it gets baked into the retail price and my customer sales slowdowns, that affects me. So when I say, yo, always think, always look at things from both sides of the equation. And a lot of these questions you can answer for yourself. If you were this person, how would you go about it? If you were this entity, how would you go about it? So I just, man, y'all gotta, man, that's why I be like, when people be complaining about certain shit, I just be like, stop complaining and just look at it from the other side of the equation. Shit rolls downhill. We all consumers. Look at it from a consumer perspective. You in trucking, but you also a consumer. Look at it from the diesel. Why is diesel prices going up? You know why they going up. We ain't got to talk about it. Supply and demand. If the retail price goes up, it's going to create a less demand, which is ultimately going to affect the shipper. If I got a customer who's ordering shit tons of units week by week, month by month, and their orders slow down because shipping price has gone up, that affects me as a shipper. So I'm always look for the cheapest price. The shit rolls downhill. You're at the bottom of the hill. How did you position yourself to rent the image you offer yourself? Nope, I would have never bought it anyway. Taxes of $65,000 a year. My old landlord, he walked away from it. Originally, he bought that place to get it rezoned, and he was gonna turn it into what do you call it? He was gonna build houses and apartments and shit over there. So that used to be an industrial area, but it was rezoned, and a lot of the industrial shit in that area, as it started to leave Chicago, like the steel mills and the bridge places and all that shit, and a lot of that land, during that time period was rezoned, and they started building homes and shit in the 50s. It was a warehouse in the community that just stayed there. And it sat like right in the neighborhood. And the guy Ron, who I talked about, we called him like a couple years ago on one of them live streams. He bought it in 92 and for $250, and and he just couldn't do nothing with it. He was a trucker, and he got behind, and then my landlord came and kind of bailed him out in 06. But he was a developer, and who also owned a contracting company, and he did property management for the banks. He had like 500 properties under management. And he was going to redevelop it and rezone it, but the alderman and just the city just never approved the rezoning. And once he realized he wasn't going to get it rezoned, he just stopped paying. He didn't want to continue to pay the taxes. The taxes is very expensive. And, you know, after so many years of just not paying, you know, they finally came and took it from him. And obviously I was still a tenant there, and the bank just was like, look, this is a big ass place, you know, just continue to pay the same rent that he's paying, that you was paying to him, but man, we not cutting the grass, we not plowing the snow, we ain't doing shit. So whatever needs to be done, you do it, and just take it out of your rent, and make sure you send the invoices in or whatever you paid and deduct it out your rent. So that's how I got it. We were already there. When he lost it, the bank became my landlord, and we just dealt with the bank. And that was it. So it was one of those situations where I wouldn't say right place, right time, but it was kind of like a lot of the other shit that had been happening during my journey. Things were just, the path seemed like it was just being laid out for me, man. So, you know, that's what happened. And to be honest with you, a lot of months I ended up paying more than what the rent was. Like, we got hit with the blizzard of 2015. That shit took 2 days to plow. You had to plow the shit, then you had to move the shit, bro. I showed pictures of that shit, bro. You know, like to plow it, then move it. The last blizzard they had when the landlord was there, he had to say it took like 4 days. They plowed it and then they moved it to somewhere else and dumped it. I plowed it and then moved it to the back. You know, in the summer, had to get the grass. Like, you talking about acres, you know, just a lot. So if anything ever happened, I had to get it repaired. When the gate went down, I had to get it repaired. Things inside the warehouse, like the plumbing, shit like that, I had to get it repaired. When the dock garage doors would, you know, break, had to get them repaired, had to come out. The garage door people come out. The bank didn't pay for nothing. The bank wasn't going to pay for nothing. That's how banks do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so I got it. Did they eventually offer to sell? No, I would have never bought it because the taxes, like I said, was $65,000 a year. Just 65 grand a year is just too much space to pay taxes on, bro. That's why my landlord finally just abandoned it. No, that's why the guy who owned it before my landlord, he was on the verge of losing because he couldn't keep up with the taxes. No, I would have never bought that place. All right. What about the fact that no one will take the freight? I'm thinking just a thought. That's a fact. What about the fact that no one will take the freight? I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, this Kenneth? Damn, boy, every time you come in here, you got a different name. Shout out to Kenneth, man. You know what, Kenneth? Somebody asked about you about a week or two ago in the Discord. Somebody asked about you about a week or two in the Discord. I'm like, shit, it was literally last week. Somebody asked about you, like, man, what's up with Kenneth? I'm like, shit, I don't know. I said around this time last year, he was having them issues with his truck. That's exactly what I said. I said, hopefully everything is all right. But shout out to you, man. Wish you would have called in earlier. I would have dropped the link and called up with you. You said, let me answer this last one. That's a fact, but what about the fact that no one will take the freight? I'm thinking just a thought. Bro, somebody always gonna take some shit. You got people that take freight ignorantly because they don't know what their cost is. You got people who can operate at a very low operational cost for whatever reason. They OGs, they vets, they trucks been paid for decades. They trucks been paid for decades, and they live in their truck literally like they don't have an apartment, they don't have a home, like their truck is their home. So they have a very, very low operational cost for a multitude of reasons. Like, not everybody out here is operating the same. And then, like I said before, you got people that are ignorant. Listen to my calls during the day. You got people that call up and proactively. It was a guy called up 2 weeks ago, the dispatcher kid, the kid that was 22, or saying he got a dispatcher business and saying the cost per mile was 160, but he's taking loads for 140. It's a lot of people like that in the industry. So people are like, trust me, there's gonna always be like that era of camaraderie and that era of just, truckers would look at shit on the load board and that shit would just sit. Like, them days is over with, bro. Like, do it be people calling up on my show like, yeah, my cost per mile is $1.60, but I'm booking loads at $1.40. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Go listen to the call from 2 weeks ago, the kid. I forget which episode that was, with the dispatcher kid. So, man, people gonna take shit, bro. People take shit. I lost my dad in December, bro. Getting my mind back right. I'm gonna check in with you. Damn, man. Condolences. Sorry to hear that, man. Man, call in on one of the afternoon shows, man. Let's catch up, man. I swear to God, man. Somebody literally asked about you. It was either Wednesday. The last time I was in the Discord, and last time I was in the Discord chat, it had to be Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday, somebody literally asked about you, bro. I swear to God. But I'm glad you're doing okay. Condolences to your dad, man. Man, hit me up, bro. Hit me up, and let's catch up, man. Catch up, bro. I'm glad you're doing good, though. I'm glad you're doing good. That's probably why I was meant for. Someone told me to come on tonight. Now I know why it was meant for me to come on, and why. Now I know why. Even though I keep saying I'm gonna get off of here, I stayed on. It was to catch up, because I swear to you, somebody literally was like, man, has anybody heard from Kenneth? I'm like, man, I have not heard from Kenneth. I said Kenneth was, last time I seen Kenneth was maybe about 4 months ago in the chat. Maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. So now I know why I had the urge to come on. Now I just tell everybody I talk to you, man, you're doing good. And condolences, bro. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. But all right. All right, guys. So it's 1 o'clock. I got a show to do in the afternoon, so I'm gonna get out of here now. All right, y'all. Y'all have a safe night. Be safe out there tonight. Peace.